Okay, morning everyone. And For our devotion today, I thought we could look at Luke chapter 19, the first 9 verses. This is a very popular story, and one is the story of Zacchaeus, Jesus meeting Zacchaeus. It's a very commonly used to on teachings about tithes and offerings. But I thought that we could look at this maybe in a different light today and look at this more from the light of seeking and saving and finding and being found. So I won't read through the whole passage, just focus on the two things that Jesus says. But before we get to the first thing that Jesus says, we know that Zacchaeus is a short guy and he wants to see Jesus, and he climbs the tree to see Jesus. And if you look at that word for the way that he wanted to see Jesus, it's the same word that's used for staring. And I really, wonder what was Zacchaeus thinking about? Was he thinking is Jesus really all that I've heard about him? Remember, Zacchaeus is a chief tax collector, and one of Jesus' apostles is a tax collector, Matthew. So it's possible. I'm not saying that it would have happened, but it's possible that he would have known that one of the tax collectors who reported to him actually became one of Jesus' apostles, and he may have been wondering, does he really heal and restore like what I've heard about? Does he really bring light and give words of hope? And who knows the thoughts that Zacchaeus had when he climbed the tree and he was staring at Jesus. And if you're seeing this message today, and someone sent this to you, or you've found it somehow, and you're pondering a relationship, you're thinking about a relationship with Jesus, you're looking at this and you're saying, is he really what I hear about? Does he really make a difference like what I've seen maybe in my friend's life or maybe my family member's life? I want you to look at Zacchaeus chapter 19, verse 5, where Jesus looks up and says, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must stay at your house. Right? Zacchaeus came to look for Jesus, but Jesus is the one who called Zacchaeus down. And Jesus doesn't want to pass. Zacchaeus thought maybe he'll get a passing glimpse of Jesus, but Jesus is not going to pass Zacchaeus by. Right? Jesus wants to spend time. Jesus wants to loiter. That word is used for loitering, just spending time with someone. He doesn't want to pass you by. Right? And he makes an offer in John chapter 14:6. He says, I am the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. There is only one way, and that is because there is only one disqualification, and that is the disqualification of sin. Whether it's a small sin or a big sin, it's the same disqualification. And there is only one price, and that is the price that Jesus paid on the cross. And so there is only one way to the Father, by believing in Him. So if you are thinking about this, please look at this verse, think about it, and really think about Jesus is the one who makes the first move, and He says, make haste, I want to spend time, come down, come, I want to spend time with you. Interestingly, if you look at the verse that comes after that in verse 7, a couple of verses down, the world is going to complain about it. The world is going to complain about a sinful person receiving a gift that he doesn't deserve. Right? And it says in verse 7, they complained and said he has gone to be a guest with a man who is a sinner. And the fact is, it's true. He has gone to be a guest with a man who is a sinner, and it's true of all of us. Jesus is the one who came into my life. When I was a sinner, He came to me, right? But it's equally true that He is the one who came to me and not me who went to Him, right? And so be encouraged in that thought, and be encouraged that God is for you, and God has done everything possible to build a relationship with you. If you are a believer, you believe in Jesus, you've been growing in your faith 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years. I still think there's like so much that we can, like learn through our time in the Word, and even in this lesson in Zacchaeus. So let's look now at the second thing that Jesus says. And Jesus said to him, verse 9, "Today salvation has come to this house, because he also is the son of Abraham." Who's the he? Zacchaeus is the he over here. "For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost." Right? And I was just thinking, about that term over there. He also is the son of Abraham. Right? We know that Abraham is the father of our faith, and we know that Zacchaeus, went all out with his money, and that is the call that Jesus is kind of making to us today. Not with our money, but are we willing to go all out with Him? And I really believe that it is not out of a sense of guilt, or it's not out of a sense of feeling bad, but it's really like it says in 2 Corinthians 5:14, it's the love of Christ. It's the love of Christ that compels us to do this. It's the love of Christ that calls us out. And just three things that I thought about from the life of Abraham, because he's the father of our faith. In Hebrews 11:8, we know Abraham was called and Abraham responded. Right? So when God calls, are we willing to respond? In Romans 4:3, we know that Abraham believed and it was credited to him as righteousness. Right? In both positionally, experientially, are we believing God when He says something? And when we believe, God immediately credits it. He counts it towards us as righteousness. And finally, in Hebrews 11:17, he was tested and he was proven in regard to something that was really precious in his life. And our prayer today can be that when God brings us to that place, that we would really be able to give Him the highest place, because we know, just like Abraham did, that he had the capability of raising his son back to life, that we know that God has the capability to do so much more than we can ever ask or imagine. Right? So just in closing, I was just thinking, we think of Zacchaeus as the story of this account of Zacchaeus as Zacchaeus climbing the tree to see Jesus. But the truth is, that last verse over there is that he came to seek and save that which was lost. Yeah? So thank you. Have a blessed day.